So
profit
still,
seem to be pretty good in this business.
oh, it's the best profit margins. I had a cleaning company, I had a carpet cleaning business, I did home inspection, but this is by far the best profit margins, mainly because
Yo, what's up, guys? This is Felix from Giant Lifestyle. In this video, I'm sitting down with Martin. He runs a dumpster rental business. This is something that is very lucrative, and of all the videos and YouTubers I know, I haven't really seen many people really talking about this. If you're interested after watching this video, you can check the description down below. I'm going to put his channel and then the course that he has where he shows people how to do this business. And without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. So, what's up, Martin? I appreciate you joining me on the channel. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what exactly do you do?
what's going on, man? My name is Martin, man. Like Felix was saying, I own and operate a dumpster rental business here in Columbus, Ohio. I've been doing dealing dumpsters since for about 4 years now, going on 5 years since 2016. It's something I love to do, and something I love teaching and talking about.
So you said what, 2016?
Like like summer 2016, but I sold my first business after like 6 months because it was just too much for me.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what I was doing, man, and I was overwhelmed. But then like 2 months after selling it, I got right back into it. So I kind of got a little gap in between there, but nothing too
How,
heavy.
how did you stumble into this? Like, I know everybody has a story when they get into a business. How did you get into the dumpster game?
Yeah, man. So it's quite interesting. So what happened was, I just got the military. I moved back to Ohio, and it was like around the summertime, and I went downtown. It was like most cities have festivals. We got something here in Columbus called the Jazz and Rib Festival. So I'm down there with my kids and stuff, and we just walking around, and I see this guy who I still know to this day. He's still in the business. He has these dumpsters on wheels. And it was just like I was drawn to it. I was just like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? I never seen it before. This is 2013, mind you. So I'm like, man, what is that? So I just like, forget it, man. I just went up to him. I was like, hey, bro, hey, like, what is this, man? He was like, oh, man, I rent out these dumpsters. He said, I got a contract with this festival, and I just bring my dumpsters in, and they fill it up, and I bring it back, and I get paid every single time. All I do is dump it, and they fill up the dumpsters. I knew about junk removal. I did some like junk removal jobs, eviction cleanouts beforehand, but I just never really thought about, until I seen it on that scale of dealing dumpsters in that way, where you don't gotta go into the house and fill up the dumpster. You just drop it off, they fill it up, you dump it and take it to another customer. So like, yeah, I would say like that's really when the bug really hit me, really bit me, man, on that day. And ever since, man, it's always been something uh in my mind, which it took me a couple years to really take that leap. But
Yeah.
That's what started it. That's what got the engine kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's pretty cool because a lot of people, you got to like lower your pride and your ego to go ask that dude. If you never would have asked that dude, who knows where you would be or what you'd be onto. A lot of people, they see something, they're like, oh, I don't want to ask it. I might feel a certain type of way. So that's pretty
For
cool.
sure.
As far as the startup, I'm curious because every business, even the easiest businesses, have some sort of gear or equipment needed. What is the equipment or what's required to actually get started with this business?
Absolutely. So essentially, of course, if you're going to be, and I get these questions a lot, I get people be like, well, do I need a truck to start? Yes, you need a truck and at least one dumpster. So I got video. I talk about dumpsters. I talk about starting up and having one dumpster starting out with. Excuse me. I got one dumpster starting out with, and so technically, basically, all you need is a truck, a pickup truck. I always tell my students, a F-250 2500 truck or better. A diesel is the best, but if you got a 1500 truck with like a 5.7 liter engine, you could probably start, but eventually it's gonna mess up with pulling all that weight. It depends on what type of stuff you pull, but a truck, a tarp, some bungees, uh, a trailer, dumpster, and you're pretty much ready to get the ball rolling and start making money.
Okay, so you need some sort of truck that you probably could get by for a little while with a weak truck, but you're gonna need some sort of truck that got some power to it that could pull some.
Absolutely, absolutely. And plus, it depends on how often you want to do it. If you're going full flash, full time in it, you want to have that reliable truck that's gonna keep you on the road, because the worst thing that can happen with this type of business, of course, is you not being able to transport, your dumpsters to customers. So that's very, very important.
So how much would you say as far as startup, 1,000, 2,000? What as far as money, what you need to get going?
So if I started with $1,100, now granted, I had a 2011 Dodge Ram 1500. I started out with that. That's all I had, and I bought a trailer, my first dumpster, for $1,100. Now this is 2016, and I don't know if you guys, maybe it's because a lot of people are getting hip to this, but of course, steel prices have gone up. So finding an old dumpster like that is probably rare. However, I did just get a inbox from a guy who started his dumpster rental business. He bought like three dumpsters, like sort of like the ones I started out with, for $1,500. So it varies. I'll say anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000. And if you don't got a truck, if you just want to get started, spend a couple thousand on a truck. But $1,000 to $2,000 if you already got everything in order, and or if you want to build your own trailer. So it's a lot of different ways.
I got you. Now, when you say dumpsters, are most of these dumpsters, because I do real estate myself, are most of these dumpsters like dumpsters for cleanouts, or are these, do you ever do dumpsters where, you drive behind a strip mall or a mall or a complex and you see a bunch of dumpsters, and like I'm pretty sure like I live in a big complex and there's these
Hmm.
dumpsters over there. I'm wondering, are these dumpsters from companies that rent them, or does maybe this complex that I live in, they just buy the dumpsters? But have you ever rented your dumpsters out, or is it just for like for long term use, or is it just for like clean outs and stuff like that?
Yeah, so what you're talking about like waste management, even though they offer like roll-off dumpsters where it's like 3-day rentals for people doing renovations, people clean out their garage, and just people want something quick. So what you're talking about is more like, it will be like the dumpster is staying there and they come in and dumping it while they're there, like they do at your house. That's a totally different field, and I want to touch into that too eventually once I get this all the way mastered. But yeah, this is just, all my dumpsters are short-term rentals. My minimum is 3 days. I got a 3-day rentals and all my prices, flat pricing, everything's included. And I got a $5 per day rental after 3 days, up to about 5 to 7 days. Because the key with this is to get your dumpsters back fast so you can get them out to other customers. So,
Yeah.
that's kind of where you get your bang. That's why I'm a real big fan of the 1-day rentals.
How much is a 1 day rental?
So my 1-day rentals is essentially $20 off each dumpster. So if a customer hits me up and said they want a 10 cubic yard dumpster, they saying, yeah, my mom just passed away. We need to do a estate clean out, but we got to have it done in 1 day. So my 10 yard is $220 for 3 days. But when a person gets like a 24-hour or a 1-day rental, it's $200. And that's kind of like how I market it.
Yeah.
So on my Craigslist ads, I use that mostly just for like Craigslist ads, not for my Google ad necessarily. I do $200 rental special, and that gets them to click and look through it. And a lot of people like the 1-day special. It's good for them because they get a cheaper price, but it's better for us because I can rent. If I do 1-day rentals on that every 5 days, 6 days a week,
Yeah.
instead of doing 3 days rentals, making 460, I can make like almost $1,000 in 6 days,
Yeah.
doing 1-day rentals.
That's pretty good money, especially if it's 1 day. And then
Hmm.
does it go over? Because I know like sometimes they'll say, hey, you get, I don't know, 200 pounds, or maybe I could be undercutting it, but is it, hey, if you go over a certain weight limit, because I know you have to go and dump it, do
Yes.
you charge them extra?
Yeah. So the way I get around that, and I didn't know this in the beginning starting, I just don't haul that heavy stuff anymore. So the way to get over like the tonnage, so I got like a 1.5 ton weight limit, which is essentially 3,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And so 3,000 pounds is the limit. But the stuff I haul, I don't touch any concrete, I don't touch any dirt, no roofing shingles, and that's like the heaviest stuff. So
Yeah.
mostly if I'm just doing house cleanouts or light renovations, I'm never over that 1.5 tons.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like, how I guesstimate. Now, for person, you got people who, how people are. You got those people who going to sneak in concrete every once in a while. They're going to try to do you dirty and
Yeah.
add more weight. And I just,
Yep.
I get them on the back end.
Yeah. 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 You start throwing concrete bricks in there, you might have two bricks before that thing is
Yeah, mess up your axles and do all damage.
That stuff is extremely heavy. So you get your clients on Craigslist, just like normal forms of marketing, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, I mean, but of course, Google's king. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just now really pushing. Since I hired my driver, I've been looking at different marketing techniques. So I'm really pushing my social media marketing even more,
Yeah.
and it's getting a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because I love marketing. So like, you know, my dumpster page on Instagram, you know, it's connected through Google. I'm getting like a lot of customers through that now, doing like $10 a day ads. So, you
Yeah.
know, so yeah.
Social media is so, I don't care what business you're in, social media is super powerful. So if I understand this correctly, spend about 1,000, you get yourself a truck, um, you get yourself a dumpster, you get yourself some paid ads or whatever sort of marketing you want to do. And when somebody calls in and say, "Hey, I need to borrow this for 2 3 days," you go drop it off, and you could make $200 to $300 or more if they rent it out for 3 to 5 days. That's basically how the business is set up.
Uh, Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So you get your clients, and then how many of the clients are repeat? Because I don't know if you know, I do the test strip business where I leave
Hmm.
test strips, and almost every single client in that business is repeat. How many of your clients actually come back, week after week? I was watching your video. You say you do with a lot of real estate investors, so
Yeah.
I'd assume a lot of those are repeat. But what percentage of them would you say is actually repeat?
I'll say 80, majority, 80%. So like my scheduling today, every customer that I'm booked on tomorrow, every customer I got booked, I sent over to my driver. I got like 5 dumpsters going out tomorrow, and all of them are people that used me prior.
Mm,
So the majority of the people, you're going to get a lot of repeat customers. Even you know, of course, the repeat customers is not going to be the family in the suburbs cleaning out their garage. You know, but they'll use me once a year. You know, maybe twice a year. They do renovations, but yeah, realtors. You know, the flippers, investors. You give them good prices. I got contractor prices. Yeah, they use you over and over again. Especially it's good for us up north because you got winter time where it slows down for a lot of people. So that's when those repeat customers really like that's everything for your dumpster rental business.
that's cool. And I noticed you said you have a driver already, so you could
Hmm.
hypothetically just start growing the business more and more, and you don't have to go out
Oh,
there and actually be dropping stuff off and doing, the tasks of the business. You're out there
yes.
getting more clients. Is that correct?
Yes, next level now. You know, ever since I hired my driver, people, you know, a lot of people struggle with doing things on their own. You know, entrepreneur, you be like, oh, I
Yeah.
got it. But I'm realizing, man, you know, from talking to seeing mentors and stuff, man, the more good people you give in your team, it's the better, the more you can grow. I'm happy I figured that out, you know, when I figured it out. But yeah, man, doing way my numbers compared to since I've been doing it, since having a driver has went up, even though I'm paying a salary now
Yeah.
and I'm paying more. I let him take the truck home and everything out of, you know, more insurance, but I'm
Yeah.
still making more.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the craziest part of like entrepreneurship, even though it's a blessing. You think you could do I could do it all, I could do it all, but there's no possible way. And then you get burnt out. And I don't care how
Yep,
much you're making, you don't even have no time. It's like, oh, I made 150, 250,000, but the business owns you. You don't even own the business. Um,
exactly.
I don't want to count your pockets, but give somebody who's say getting into this business, whether they take your training, say they take
Hmm.
your training, they learn from you how to do the business. Say after 6 months, they have a little bit of startup capital. Give me some realistic numbers as far as how much you could make from owning a dumpster rental business.
So I'll say this because I'm very careful because you know you got some people who exceed it, and you got some people who's below it. So I get more people who like exceed it, especially the ones who got my ebook and got my course. You know, they be like, man, you know, I made this much this month. So what I try to tell people on every dumpster, let's look to at least you want to make $500 a week per dumpster, and
Mm,
just do the math from that. And those are low numbers. That's not even using my 1 day rental method. That's just using 3 day rentals twice a week. So you got a 15 yard for 270. If you're like East Coast New York, of course you got to charge more because your dump fees are more. So you go by your market. And I teach people in the course how to research their market, how to see what the prices are at the landfill so you can know what to charge your customers. Because you're not going to charge the same amount I charge. My dump fees here is $39 per ton. Whereas in New York, I know a guy said if you bring a piece of paper to the landfill, they're charging you 160. Like, wow. So
yeah,
you got to charge more, right? So I tell everybody $500 per dumpster is realistic for anybody. So then if you got 10 dumpsters, that's 10 times 500 per week.
Yeah.
You know, 5,000 a week on 10 dumpsters. There's no reason you can't make 20,000 a month on 10 dumpsters.
Wow. So that's 500. That's $500 profit you're talking about.
Uh, it depends. Because like with me, it's 270 for my 15 yards.
Yeah.
So I take that $40, and so probably profit out of the 20K. You're probably looking about out of gas, probably about 14.
The
So
profit
still,
seem to be pretty good in this business.
oh, it's the best profit margins. I had a cleaning company, I had a carpet cleaning business, I did home inspection, but this is by far the best profit margins, mainly because the time you're just dropping them off, you're not doing much labor. The labor you're doing is going to the dump,
Yeah.
taking care of the customer, driving, you know, just transport. It's really logistics.
Yeah, I got you. Now, I'll keep it short on this one because I don't want to make this video too long. But for people who
Mhm.
are watching this video, maybe they're looking for an additional stream of income. Is this
Yes.
something they could do on the side, or does it have to be done? Because I know the dumps might only be open from certain hours. Can this be done after, say, 9 to 4, 9 to 5 hours, or is it strictly, during the workday?
Yeah, so a lot of dumps are open on Saturdays, but a person definitely can do it. I would suggest if a person want to do it on this, you know, on the side hustle, at least take a day out of a week. Try to get a day off during the week, you
Yeah,
know, one day out of the week. Do your drop offs. You get one or two dumpsters, get $1,000 a week, you know, revenue gross, and then pick them up at night, stage them at your yard. Probably because most dumps open at 4 a.m. I know we open at 4 a.m. here. So it's all about how what you want it. It's all about your work ethic, your mentality, your mindset. You know, so it's ways to do. I know people got a full-time job and does this, you know, part-time making that. So it depends on the person, honestly. But yeah, they definitely can do
comes back down to how bad you actually want it. So,
it. Mhm.
yeah, that seems to be everything. I know you said you get your clients from Google, $500 a week.
Yeah.
Profit margin seems to be pretty high. Again, like I
Mhm.
said, I appreciate you jumping on the channel and answering a few questions. If any of you
Appreciate
guys
you,
are
bro.
interested in how to do this business, like he said, it all comes back to how bad you want it. If you're making off two dumpsters, two $500, that's $1,000 a week. That's more than what most people make at a full-time job, and I think that's pretty lucrative and definitely a business that not too many people are tapping into. And it's a
Mhm.
business that's recession proof. No way are clean outs or real estate ever going to stop. So I don't see this business going anywhere anytime soon. What do you think?
Absolutely. And one last thing I want to add too. I also have companies that sends me guaranteed free leads, and I only offer this to my consulting students, and it's available with my course. Also, the type of dumpsters that I have built, you only get them from my manufacturer. I give all those secrets away. So if you don't get your first customer from my leads, I give you your money back on the course, or any advice. But I guarantee customers. I had to actually turn it off because they were sending me too much.
So wait, explain that again. So if someone were to buy your training, you send them guaranteed leads for their dumpsters.
I have so there's third party companies that I use, and I give all that. It's about seven of them, and I guess I only share it in the course, and I guarantee them I guarantee them leads using them, or I give them their money back.
Wow, that's powerful because there's a lot of business opportunities and systems out there that will sell you something, but don't actually. You're almost bringing the money right to them. The only way they can fail is if they don't actually take action.
Right.
Cool.
Exactly.
So there you guys have it. If you guys want more information about how to do this business, or if you want to check out Martin's channel, check the information down in the description below. Again, thank you, Martin, for joining me on the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.